Right. Fall camp, it always flies by, so it seemed like we just got here and just reported the other day, and now we're into game week. So overall, our fall camp went very good. Our kids came out. They've been working very hard on building team unity and bonding, and they've been working very hard to work on their skills and the things like that they're going to need throughout the season. And eventually that time comes where we switch gears and get into an actual game week, and we're there now. So it's exciting to get ready for Hillsdale and get ready for an opponent rather than just go against ourselves, kind of like what we do a lot in the spring. So it's nice to switch gears. Well, one of the big goals of our scrimmage that we had last Saturday was just try to knock out some of the logistics that you have to do during the course of games. Being able to get special teams on the field and off the field with offense and defensive groups and making substitutions and making sure that you're clean in those areas so that you don't get penalties that you don't need to because you've practiced all the little things. Aside from that, the scrimmage was very good from a standpoint that, number one, that we came out healthy. Number two, again, I felt like we were efficient on the offensive side of the ball and our ability to move it down the field and do those type of things. And again, I was happy with our defensive effectiveness, from a standpoint of what it was we were asking them to do in the scripted plays that we had for that. And then at the end of it, we got a chance for our freshmen to play quite a bit and actually do some live tackling and have some fun out there and see some of those younger players show what it is that they'll be able to do for us in the future here as Huskies. Also was a great event. I thought Gary did a great job of getting things set up, and we were able to lend a paw to big brothers and big sisters, which was a good thing. Also to thank some of our VIP personnel and as well the people that come and buy VIP tickets as well as the people that buy season tickets. So it was a great event. We're very happy to have had that, and it went very well. Right. Well, one of the things about Hillsdale in the years that I've been here, almost every game that we've played has been a very close, tough, hard-fought game. We got them pretty good one time here at Michigan Tech, where we got them in a little bit of a lopsided game, and then they got us once down at their place in a little bit of a lopsided game. Otherwise, those games have been very close, very competitive, two evenly matched teams. So it's been a good game for us to keep on the schedule as a non-conference game. You have two schools that are very similar from an academic standpoint. So two high-end schools academically, and it's a good game. And it's a good challenge to go down there and battle against Coach Otterbein and his staff and what it is that they do. And of course they finished in the top 8 in the country last year. So it's a challenge to go to their place and play, but it's one that our kids are getting ready for and we're excited to go do. Absolutely. We've always felt like they've been a football team that's very well coached. They do a nice job with their special teams units. They're solid. It's not like they're flashy. They're not pulling out a bunch of new things or being creative from that standpoint. What they do very well. It's the same way with their defense. What they do well. And then on the offensive side of the ball, they're a pretty balanced offense, throwing it, running it. They'll run some RPOs at us. In addition to that, I would expect with a returning running back that's a pretty good player and a freshman quarterback that's new for them, I would expect them to to run the ball a little bit more in this game maybe than what they have in the past few years, but try not to put as much pressure on that quarterback. They lost a couple of guys, but they also have a good number of returners. So that'll be a good group that we have to line up and go against. But we also return a number of our skill players from last year as well. So that'll be a good matchup. It'll be exciting to see. Well, I think number one, you have to play solid football. You have to be able to get off the field on third downs. You need to stay away from turnovers. And it sounds pretty simple, but you don't want to take bad penalties. So those are pretty much basic essentials just about every game that you go into. But even more so important when you go on the road to play a very good football team at Hillsdale.